Hi, I've got a really fun fishbowl card for you that uses our treat cup, and it's kind of a water card. And there's a little trick to this. Years ago I used to make these with hair gel, but I have found something that works a little bit better than that, so we will tell you about that in a second. And this is what we'll be using in today's video. I've got the Fishbowl Friends clear stamp set. Going to be using the Ocean Waves as a little bit of background embossing. This is one of our pinpoint folders. The underwater accessories from our new fillable line. And this is the fishbowl we'll be using. Okay, so I've done a bit ahead of time just to help speed it along. So I've taken some of the stamps and just using a black Archival ink pad, I've stamped them around the edge, and I've got a little bit more to fill in. So this one says, keep on swimming. I'm just going to ink that up, and we'll add that in a few other places. Just sort of fill it in, and it's just there to be a background, a little bit of interest around the background. So we'll do a few of those. Pop one up here. There we go. Give it a good push. And that fits right there nicely. And we'll do one more on the other side. So now I've used a whole bunch of different sentiments with the black ink, and I've just gone around the edge of this piece of card. I'll give you a quick measurement here. There we go. Pop that lid back on, and it is, let's see what we've got here. 6 3/4 square, yes. So now I just want to give it a quick heat set. Make sure everything's nice and dry. There we go. And I'm going to use some Aqua Adirondack ink. I'm going to go around the edge a little bit. Just give some color on that edge. There we go. Goes right over the black Archival because this is a water-based ink and the Archival is solvent-based. There we go. Let's just make sure we get that all the way around the edge there. Okay. And lid. I'm going to give that a quick heat set too. There we go. That should be enough to dry that. So now I want to bring in the Ocean Waves, and since the piece that I'm doing as a background is a little bit larger than this, what we're going to need to do is to do part of it and then extend it. So let me make sure I've got the right side there. I'm going to pop that into place going that direction. Tan mat over that. I'm going to give it a little emboss. Okay. That'll do a portion of that. So now I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to move it down and try to just get it to the edge of that. Pop it in there. And let's just move that down right to the bottom. That should be about right. And if not, the middle section there will cover so it won't really show. Pop that through. Okay. Let's see how that looks. That looks very nice. You've got a little bit of overlap with the waves, but it's very difficult to see that. So I'm going to bring that into our background, and we'll get that all put together, and then we can move forward from there. So I've just used a little bit of this duck egg blue card with the white, and that is going to create the color around the edge, bring a little interest in. So the next thing I've done is I've gone ahead and stamped the cat that was in the stamp set. Just a little bit off center. I want him to be looking through the fishbowl from behind, but also so that you can see he's actually outside of the fishbowl. So I want to take this piece. I've stamped a sentiment. It was so good to see you. I'm going to pop that along the bottom with a little bit of double-sided tape, just so I know exactly where it's going to sit. And that's supposed to just look like a table that the fishbowl is actually sitting on. Right like that. Okay, so now I know exactly where that's going to be. And I've just used a little bit of distressing to color that. So I'm going to go back over and cut a hole for the treat cup. And I want it to sit so it's just about in the middle here, but partially on and partially off the cat. Pop that into place. Let's bring our cutting plates in. Okay. Take this piece out. Now I'm going to use this piece behind our treat cup, so we don't want to lose that. Come back to that in a minute. Now, for the treat cup, I said earlier I used to do these cards with hair gel, but I have found that hand sanitizer actually works a little better. It's a little bit thinner, and when you put it into your containers, you get some bubbles, so it looks very natural. So I've just put a bit into a treat cup, sealed it with the glue, and put a piece of acetate on the back. Now, I do want to caution you, since it's plastic and plastic, it does take a couple days for this to dry, and you can see I still have the faintest halo of glue that hasn't dried there, but I think it's secure enough that we can use it. So we're going to pop it through the back, so it'll sit like this, put a little bit of glue around the edge here. There we go. And I'm still going to use some tape just to make sure it's nice and secure into place. I think that just keeps it in place exactly where you want it. And you can hold it and move it around so you don't have to worry about it, so if you tape it. There we go. The other thing I would mention, though, is when you fill the treat cup with the hand sanitizer, you don't want to overfill it, but you want to make sure you can have a little bit of an air bubble there. So you want to make sure that there's enough in there so it looks like your fish are actually under the water and not above the water line. So you do need to get it full, but try not to overfill it. You don't want it squishing out the sides at all. Okay, so there's that. So now I've got the fish, the cat picture coming through here. So I've cut some of the fish, and we're going to go ahead and add them to the picture. And I've just taken and cut them out with the matching dies and give them a little color with some distress inks. So I'm going to make him look like he's just swimming in front of the cat there. I've got a couple of the little seaweed pieces that I've just cut out of green card. Give some little glue bits to that. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll use the fine line for this one since it's very detailed. Little bits here. I'm going to pop that off the edge, and we may end up having to trim that just a tiny bit. Do a little bit on this one. So you've got a couple different varieties of seaweed that you can use to add some different interest. Pop that one there. Slightly overlap it, that looks good. And I've got our little orange goldfish here. Now, if you're off a little bit when you die cut these, it's so easy to hand trim them. It's not really an issue. They are small, I do know that. So, you know, you can just go around with your scissors if you need to. Put that one about like that. And because I don't want the glue line to show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that onto another piece of cardstock that's a little bit bigger. Pop that into place. So that will give me a little bit of shimmy room. So we're going to line this up with the cat that's already cut there. So I'll go ahead and put a bit of glue around the edge so we can do that. Just take this one and just sort of eyeball it into place like that. Okay, give that a second. Now we want to make sure we add the actual fishbowl, so I've gone ahead and cut one of these out of the duck egg blue. Add a little bit of glue around that. And that will fit right over the top. So you'll have the definition of the fishbowl there. Give that a second. We've got a mat and a layer here, so we're going to go ahead and bring in the piece that we've done earlier. And I'm just going to raise the center topper part up a little bit with some mounting foam. That will sit in the middle. We can pop this one on top just with a little bit of glue back here. Should be enough to secure that. There you go. Give that a second. So now you can see you've got a cute little fishbowl card. Now I wouldn't recommend actually posting these in case you're very secure that it's been glued on tightly, but isn't that adorable? Certainly a card you could hand to a friend. I love the way that looks. So much fun. You've got the natural bubbles from the hand sanitizer coming through, so it really gives the look of a fishbowl. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and you'll look for us again on our YouTube channel.